In today's video, I'm going to talk about the new album by the band Ice Nine Kills called The Silver Scream 2. Welcome to Horrorwood. So this was released on October 15th, 2021 on Fearless Records. So they are a very unique band. This album is a sequel to an album from 2018 called The Silver Scream. That was an album where each song was inspired by a different horror film. So this album, the first one had songs inspired by Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well, this is the sequel. Follows the same format, 14 songs inspired by a horror film. So the album has a very complex sound. At the core, they kind of have like a pop punk or emo sound. It reminds me of those like 2000s bands. For example, a band like My Chemical Romance comes to mind. They also incorporate some of that metalcore sound with complex metal riffs and very like brutal breakdowns. They mix in some like harsh vocals, some screams, and sometimes they get like really heavy. They bring in like this deathcore sound with blast beats and death growls. So all of this with songs inspired by horror movies. Sounds very original, but at the same time, they kind of take a while to get used to. So after announcing this album, they have been releasing singles, and they release music videos on like the 9th of each month. So I'm going to talk about the first 4 singles first, and then I'll talk about the other songs. The album does have a few guest stars from different metal bands, and I will mention that as I go along. So the first single is called Hip to Be Scared, and it features Jacoby Shaddix from Papa Roach. The song was inspired by the movie American Psycho. Also the first song I ever heard from the band. So the music video features a lead singer, Spencer Charnas, as the lead character. Now my first impression of the song was kind of reminded me of that Avenged Sevenfold song, Little Piece of Heaven. Has very like a theatrical sound quality to it. Parts of the song have like a heavy metalcore sound, and other parts are very melodic, and this song mixes metalcore and that like 2000s pop punk. The next single is called Assault and Batteries, and based on the Child's Play franchise. So this video starts with a boy watching TV. He gets a present from his mom. It's a doll, kind of looks like Spencer Charnas. The song has a very heavy metalcore sound, mixing harsh those vocals and clean singing. The song is a little more on the extreme metal side, lots of tempo changes, lots of fast-paced metal riffs. The music video does have like a short sketch at the end taking place at a police station, and like these videos kind of like give a continuity, so they kind of like form like a story as they go along. Next single is called Rainy Day, inspired by Resident Evil. So this music video takes place in a mental hospital, has like a zombie outbreak theme. This one has more of like a commercial and accessible sound, closer to like that 2000s like emo or pop punk, but it has some very fast metalcore riffs. Lots of machine gun riffing to go along with like the theme of the song. If you watch this on YouTube, you can continue the video and watch like a 4.5-minute sketch, kind of dealing with like a police interrogation, kind of creating like a whole movie out of these music videos. Fourth single is called Funeral Derangements, inspired by the Stephen King movie Pet Sematary. Very heavy song with like a deathcore style, lots of blast beats and heavy vocals. Also some melodic parts as well. They add in some like eerie keyboards. The song shows off like their heavier, like extreme metal side, and there's also like a lot of melody into the song. Then there are other few songs worth mentioning. Take Your Pick is based on the movie My Bloody Valentine. This one has George Corpse Grinder Fisher from Cannibal Corpse. The song is very fast-paced with brutal stop-start metalcore riffs and blast beats. The vocals are a mix of harsher death growls and those like creepy like metalcore like horror vocals. There are some melodic lead guitar playing along, and there's a very like heavy deathcore breakdown. Song ends with some crunchy guitars close out the song. This is probably like one of my favorite songs on the album. Really heavy breakdown here. Another notable song is The Box. This one features Brandon Saller of Atreyu and Ryan Kirby of Fit for a King. Those are both like metalcore bands. Based on the movie Hellraiser, this song brings back that like theatrical and melodic pop punk sound with lots of those like complex metalcore riffs. Lots of riffs, harsh vocals, and the harsh vocals do balance out the clean vocals. This one has some brutal breakdowns mixed with some melodic choruses, and this one has like a really heavy breakdown in the song. Another good song is F.L.Y, featuring Buddy Nielsen of Senses Fail, based on the movie F.L.Y. Starts out with a melodic pop punk sound, and it gets heavy as it moves along. Like they introduce some heavy guitars and some blast beats. This one has more of a commercial sound, I would guess, but still a good song. So in conclusion, I do like the album. It's very different. You do kind of have to give the songs a while before you get used to them, but they're all well written. You know, they're heavy enough for fans of extreme metal and melodic enough, you know, to give each song a unique quality. After my first listen, I kind of thought it was very strange, but I can see myself getting into this band. I'll give this album an 8 out of 10. It's very original. The band has created a unique sound for themselves. It's not very accessible at first, like for a casual listener, but if you like extreme metal and like unique bands, you'll probably like this. So that's all for now. Lots of new releases this week. I will probably be doing just standalone album reviews like all week. So up next, reviews from Alcatraz, Santana, and Lords of Black. Those are, well, you know those bands. And during the week, I will do some classic album reviews celebrating anniversaries. So we have one from The Doors, one from Ozzy Osbourne, and the band Kansas. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John. I will link a few of my other recent album reviews that should be right around there. And I'll see you all in the next one.